Here we are, we're live. Good afternoon, Ramadan Kareem. Thank you for joining us for our American Moms Dubai live session on our Facebook group. Today we have a special guest, Dr. Ammar Safar. He is an American board certified ophthalmologist, and he is the medical director of Moorfields Eye Hospital in Dubai. And he's going to be talking about lots of things that are going on related to COVID-19 and how they're doing things in the hospital to adjust. So we'll ask him some questions, and then if you want, feel free to comment in the comment section any questions you have, and we'll get those addressed. Yeah. So welcome, Doctor. How are you?
Hi, thank you so much for having me. This is very nice and very exciting to be with you. Thank you so much.
New way of doing things, right?
Yes, we're having to get used to so many new normals, unfortunately, with this, but this is nice.
Okay, so we'll get right into it. So what has the hospital done during these times and to adapt to COVID-19? And has it changed the way you are doing things?
Yes, this is a very good question. Obviously, as you know, we went through phases and we're still going through phases. So when we were under lockdown completely, pretty much, with very restricted movement, we have introduced a way for our patients to be able to get help and get checked, get their eye problems taken care of by utilizing our virtual platform. So we basically created a virtual platform where patients can see their doctors, ask them questions, show them their problem by just, through the video, potentially getting close to the camera, being able to send even pictures over the internet for us to review and be able to make a decision. And I think it was really a very big success because we were able to treat a lot of conditions. This was, as you know, approved and licensed by our regulators, and we were able to even prescribe medications to our patients. So this was a very, very big success. But at the same time, we still had a crew of our doctors and nurses at the hospital itself working on a daily basis. We never closed the hospital because, as you know, there are some urgent or emergent cases that cannot be solved over the internet. To make sure and ensure that all our patients are coming to the hospital are taken care of and at the same time, protected from that virus, we've implemented several steps. Number one, any person that enters the hospital right at the door gets the temperature checked and gets a questionnaire. We ask about travel history. Of course, right now nobody's traveling, but before there were some people that were outside the country. Any symptoms, and if we identify any potential problems such as symptoms or anything like that, then that person gets isolated in a separate room, totally isolated from the waiting area of our regular patients, so that we don't mix them together. We still provide care, but of course we gown up completely to make sure that we're totally protected. Every patient right now in the hospital and every employee in the hospital gets their temperature checked and wear a mask at all times. We also, I think, it does help wearing gloves and of course changing them between patients. We sterilize the chairs, we sterilize the hospital on a daily basis. We've of course adapted the social distancing, so even in the waiting area, the seats are apart from each other. We've been asking our patients to have only one person accompany them in the visit, and that's pretty much what we do with all our virtual consultations. To be honest with you, is we ask the patients to connect with us in a week or so online to see, is the problem better or worse, did it get better? So that helps us also gauge that, because remember, this is also something new for us because we're not used to examining eyes on a video conference. So we're careful, we're extra careful, we're making sure that things are done properly, and following certain guidelines that we had to create actually with the launch of this service. But at the same time, we follow up on that and make sure that the problem has been resolved.
Very good.
what are some adult eye emergencies that somebody would need to come in for?
So the most important, of course, and scary thing is vision loss, acute vision loss. So God forbid somebody wakes up with either total vision loss in one eye or partial visual loss. This is something that could indicate a serious problem, and needs to be addressed right away. The other thing is pain, of course. If there's a severe pain in the eye, that could be a glaucoma, like pressure in the eye going up or something like that. So typically severe pain or acute vision loss, those are the things that we would urge people to not waste time and come in. We're still happy to see them virtually, but I think there will be an element of common sense that if I've lost vision, then I really need to get seen, not virtually, but face to face, and assess why did I lose vision. Diabetics in particular are prone to having these problems, having like bleeding in the eye suddenly and things like that. So those are the ones that might need to be, if a person is diabetic and sustains like a vision loss suddenly, then they need to be looked at right away. Yeah.
Liz Gamson says on the chat, she's like, I actually just got back from Moorfields. Seeing this reminder on the group the other day made me schedule an appointment for him. So we already have a patient in our group. Several. I think Moorfields is one of the more popular names to come up for eye health, because you guys are you've had experience and you have all the
I really want to take this opportunity to thank you guys, actually, all of you, the group in general, because you're very fair, I think, and we do have a lot of patients that come from your group. They do mention this usually at the end of the consultation. They say, by the way, which I think is good, because they feel that I think they give an unbiased opinion. So thank you for your trust, and thank you for all the recommendations.
Yeah, well, Jenny and I, we always make it a point to, if we're going to recommend a doctor or a product or anything in our group, we really try to answer the call to the group. So like if we see the group asking a big question, and we saw eye health coming up a lot, we're like, we're going to find them the best in Dubai, best value for money, best doctors, and we're going to show them, where to go to get this thing, because we're all new here technically. I mean, these units have been here for a couple of years. We need, normally you go to the doctor that your family goes to, right? So
absolutely
know who is the best fit for your culture and your family. So is there anything else, any tips that you have for us regarding eye health during this time, aside from skipping our contacts, keeping our hands clean, not touching our eyes?
So I do have some tips and some requests, if you don't mind. They may not be directly related to the eye, but in general, like you said, for the eye, washing hands is really the most important thing, because we have in every household a very potent weapon against this coronavirus, which is our soap and water. So we need to actually use it and make sure that we teach our kids. I know my mom always told me, wash your hands, even long before Corona was a thing. But drink a lot of water. I know it's Ramadan right now, but if you can drink a lot of water, please, because that is very, very important to keep your eyes hydrated, to keep your body hydrated, and your throat hydrated. This is very important too. Other than that, like I said, if you don't need to get out of the house, don't. And utilize the virtual stuff that everybody's offering right now, whether us or somebody else. And know that if you need to come to the hospital, you are protected, and we're doing everything that is humanly possible to make sure that the environment is very, very safe.
Right. One of the things about the masks that I always find interesting is I always see people and they're uncomfortable, right? Especially when it's hot outside. And if you're doing any sort of exercising, it's really terrible. It's not fun to wear. But I notice people a lot that keep putting it down and putting it back up. And I'm like, you're touching the area of your face where this is going to get back into your body. Please stop moving your mask around. Is there,
Yeah.
am I wrong by thinking that?
No,
like,
no.
we could, don't move the mask, just leave it, and that's it.
You are absolutely right, Marlo. You're not really wrong at all, because you're right. See, the thing, why do I say the mask is important? Because one of the most important way to transmit this virus is the aerosols, the little, little saliva particles that get out of our mouth when we're talking. So, and if you sneeze or if you cough, that's even worse. So those actually, if you have a mask right there in front of you, they stay within the mask. But if you touch it all the time, then it's in your hand now. And again, like yesterday, I saw somebody walking in the hospital like this. He has a mask, but it's just hanging on his ear. It's not doing anything, and it doesn't help if you do that. So we're trying to slowly and very effectively, hopefully, educate people about this. Please don't touch it. Put it on and keep it on. In your car, I guess it's okay to take it off, although you might get a ticket, but keep it handy if you get stopped. But inside the car, if you're by yourself, then you're fine, I think. But once you get out, you need to put it on.
Yeah. Well, thanks for that. I'm not wrong.
No, absolutely not. Absolutely not.
Do we have any other questions, Marla, that came in?
I didn't see any other ones come on the group, but if anybody has any questions that's watching this on the playback, please feel free to put them in the comments and we will forward them on and get an answer to you as soon as possible. So yeah.
Okay.
Thank you, Doctor. This was great, good information for the group.
Thanks for your time and your kind words about our group. Really means a lot that we're able to bring such a great service to our community.
Well, thank you so much for having me. It's really was fun and great talking to you all. And please stay safe and take care of yourselves, take care of your families, and hopefully soon we'll be able to maybe see each other personally.
Yeah.
That would be great. Thank you so much.
All right. Thank you.
Thanks, ladies, for tuning in. So now we're just going to wait for 20 seconds. Because if we cut it off now, then it'll just...
Okay. 20 seconds like washing hands.
Yes.
Sing happy birthday. That's why
happy birthday twice. Yeah. The first time I told this to somebody, they looked at me like, what? Why not just count 20 seconds? Like, I don't know. You can if you want to. It's raining outside.
Is it?
Goodness. Yeah, like pouring.
It's been raining quite a bit, I feel. Anyways, I think that's enough time.
All right.
All right.
Thank you.
Well, Marla and Jenny, thank you so much. Have a great afternoon.
You too as well. Bye-bye.
Bye.